Lexi. Hmm? Can you stop looking out the window and focus? Dr. Smith asked. I let the sheer curtain drop and turned around on the plush couch in our office. Dr. Smith was a nice woman with kind gray eyes and endless amounts of patience. At least it seemed that way to me. She'd been my shrink since January. After the abduction and assault, everyone thought I should have someone who could help me through it. Miles had found Dr. Smith, an expert in dealing with the after effects of trauma. Trauma. I had suffered trauma. I huffed to myself and focused as she asked, "How are the nightmares?" "They are happening less, around 4 times a week now." My voice turned raspy. I took a sip out of my now ever-present water bottle so it would go away. "And did you shower after them?" she asked gently. I sighed. My nightmare was always the same. Clay Orden was forcing me to walk through the snow back to the cabin. Then he would call me his and grope my chest, then between my legs. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but that didn't stop me from feeling like I needed a shower after every dream. I showered after only 2 of them this week. The raspy note from my voice was gone. Dr. Smith's eyes ran over my face. "How did you stop yourself from showering the other 2 times?" she asked. I reached down and ran my fingers through Hades' fur. The dog had gone through a big growth spurt over the last few months. He was getting rather intimidating. I took him everywhere with me now. I reminded myself that it happened in January. This is April. "I pet Hades while doing those counting exercises," I said. Dr. Smith smiled gently. "That's good to hear, Lexi." Her voice was encouraging. I gave her a small smile. "Any panic attacks?" I shook my head. Not since that last one at Vagabond. The bar had been packed. Everyone kept touching me. Not on purpose. The place had just been that crowded. I didn't like it. The next thing I knew, I was having trouble breathing. Miles had realized what was happening. The boys worked together to get me out the side door and into the fresh air. I made a point not to go into the crowded places now. "Have you had any flashbacks?" Dr. Smith asked. "Nope. Not since I told the guys not to touch me from behind unless I know it's them," I replied. "But I still have flashes occasionally." Dr. Smith's eyes narrowed at me. "Are they still walking you to class?" "Every single one," I admitted. She smiled and shook her head at the same time. "Have you gone anywhere alone this week?